In this short video, I'm going to be illustrating the calculation of value at risk, and you might want to follow along with the spreadsheet. Um, this is over here, we have the daily returns on some portfolio in chronological order, starting in January of the year, and going down at the bottom, you see we have December 31st, so we have 1 year of daily observations. And over here, I've made a histogram of the distribution of daily returns. And the number we're looking for when we're looking for a 95% one-day value at risk is the bottom 5% of this distribution. We can try to get it directly from the picture here to help explain what's going on. I've sorted the returns. The same returns that appear in chronological order over here are sorted from worst to best over here. So for example, we see that February 3rd was the absolute worst day of the year. February 3rd over here had a loss of 2.28%, and that 2.28% appears there, and so on. April 2nd was the second worst day of the year, and so on. And we're looking for the worst 5% of the year, so we need to know how many days total we have. Well, over here in this cell, I've counted the number of days that we have data for using the count function, and we have 252 days. That's number of days in the year, excluding weekends and holidays. Okay, and we're looking for 5%, the worst 5% of days, and 5% of 252 turns out to be 12.6. So we're looking for the worst 12 and a half days of the year. And so I've highlighted here in red, we've got these would be the worst 12, and that would be the worst 13. So we're looking for a value right in between the worst 12th and the worst 13th day of the year. So it's going to be something between a loss of 1.26% and a loss of 1.25%. And you can also visualize that here in terms of the picture. I've highlighted here in red the worst 13 days. And I've also shown here with the data labels how many observations we have in each bin. So as we count, we get to, this gives us the worst 12 days of the year. So to get to the worst 12.6 days of the year, we're somewhere in the middle of this bin, which again corresponds to being somewhere in between the 12th worst and 13th worst day of the year. Now we actually don't need to go through all of this because there's the Excel function percentile, and we'll use the .exclude version of the percentile function. We'll just apply that to our original returns as if we had never sorted them. So we need to tell Excel where the returns are, and we also need to tell that we're looking for the 5th percentile. Okay, and that's the value. So the 5th percentile of the distribution is a loss of 1.26%, and if we give ourselves one more decimal place, we could actually see that that's in between. I'm sorry. It's actually in between the values that we've got here in the bin. Okay, so we're almost done. Last thing we need to do is convert this return into a dollar amount, because value at risk is going to be reported as a positive dollar amount. So I need to know how much I've invested. And here I'm assuming a $100 investment. I need to multiply that $100 investment by that return. And I want to report it as a positive dollar amount, so I'll flip the sign, and there it is. My 95% value at risk on a $100 investment is $1.26. So the way I would interpret that is I would say that if I invest $100 in this strategy, there's a 5% chance that on any given day I will lose more than $1.26.